My first cap was in Ireland, Lansdowne Road, and I always remember when we arrived at the ground, we went out onto the pitch as we usually do, and I was sticking close to Jim Rennick because he was very experienced, and we checked the dead ball areas and the strength of the wind, and then we were walking back up the tunnel, and in front of us was an Irish player called David Irwin, who was a big 6-footer, and I turned to Jim and said, "He's a big lad for a centre, Jim," and he replied, "Yeah, you know the saying, the harder they come, the harder they hurt you." So that put me at ease for my first cap. There was a few players around the area, scrum halves, but the one that sort of caught my eye the most was Roy Laidlaw, who played for New Zealand. I remember getting an afternoon off school to go and watch New Zealand play the South at Melrose, and I sort of followed his career right through. I think he went to study in Oxford or Cambridge, but he was he's a well-known player, famous All Black, and of course the Laidlaw name. My youngest son's actually named after him. I played in a lot of good games, but I suppose when we won the Triple Crown in Ireland, that squad of players had been together for quite a long period of time. We'd been on tour to New Zealand and Australia, and then I think 8 of us went on the Lions tour in '83. And I think because we'd actually won something, it's a mythical trophy, but the Triple Crown hadn't been won since 1938, I think. And to win something was, gave us a lot of satisfaction. And I actually scored 2 tries that day, but only lasted to half time. I got a head knock and had to be replaced by Gordon Hunter. I played against Dave Leveridge quite a lot of times, and I always thought he was the silkiest sort of scrum half. My most difficult opponent was Terry Holmes. Terry played in the early 80s and he unfortunately got a couple of bad injuries and probably had to retire sooner than he would have liked to. But Terry Holmes was a very tenacious player, was always getting at you, and I learned a few tricks from Terry. I would probably plumb for David Leslie. David, I think, grew up as a standoff and then moved to back row. And David, rose to the occasion when he was playing for Scotland. He, as well as being skillful, beautiful hands, he was an outstanding line-out forward. A number 7. He wasn't really a 7, but he made himself into one. But he was also a creative player. He had the ability to lay the ball off. And when David pulled on that blue jersey, he really went for it.